Readings will now be given by Florence from Georgia.
I will read from the Bible, Hebrews. Without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Psalm. Blessed is that man that maketh the Lord his trust. Daniel. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, the princes, the counselors, the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before God as he did aforetime. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree, that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regarded not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel, and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Then the king went to his palace, and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning, and went in haste unto the den of the lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then Daniel said unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouth, that they have not hurt me, For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions. Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, Peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. Mark. Have faith in God. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he said. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Psalm. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Be still and know that I am God. I will read correlative passages from Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures and prose works by Mary Baker Eddy. God, the great I am, the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-acting, all-wise, all-loving, and eternal. Principle, mind, soul, spirit, life, truth, love, all substance, intelligence. Good, God, spirit, omnipotence, omniscience, omnipresence, omni-action. Do you believe in God? I believe more in him than do most Christians, for I have no faith in any other thing or being. He sustains my individuality. Nay, more, he is my individuality and my life. Because he lives, I live. He heals all my ills, destroys my iniquities, deprives death of its sting, and robs the grave of its victory. To me, God is all. He is best understood as supreme being, as infinite and conscious life, as the affectionate father, mother of all he creates. God is all, and by virtue of this nature and allness, he is cognizant only of good. Like a legislative bill that governs millions of mortals whom the legislators know not, the universal law of God has no knowledge of evil and enters unconsciously the human heart and governs it. Mortals have only to submit to the law of God, come into sympathy with it, and to let his will be done. This unbroken motion of the law of divine love gives to the weary and heavy laden rest. But who is willing to do his will or to let it be done? Mortals obey their own wills and so disobey the divine order. The scientific healing faith is a saving faith. It keeps steadfastly the great and first commandment Thou shalt have no other gods before me, no other than the spiritual help of divine love. Faith in aught else misguides the understanding, ignores the power of God, and in the words of St. Paul, appeals to an unknown power, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship. This trembling and blind faith in the past as in the present seeks personality for support, unmindful of the divine law of love, which can be understood, the principle of which works intelligently as the divine mind, not as matter, casting out evil and healing the sick. Understanding the control which love held over all, Daniel felt safe in the lion's den. The Christian Scientist loves man more because he loves God most. He understands this principle, love. Who is sufficient for these things? Who remembers that patience, forgiveness, abiding faith, and affection are the symptoms by which our Father indicates the different stages of man's recovery from sin and his entrance into science. Each student should seek alone the guidance of our common Father, even the divine principle which he claims to demonstrate, and especially should he prove his faith by works, ethically, physically, and spiritually. Remember that the first and last lesson of Christian Science is love, perfect love, and love made perfect through the cross. Faith illumined by works, the spiritual understanding which cannot choose but to labor and love, hope holding steadfastly to good in the midst of seething evil, charity that suffereth long and is kind, but cancels not sin until it be destroyed. These are for the only rule I have found which demonstrates Christian Science. And remember, a pure faith in humanity will subject one to deception, the uses of good to abuses from evil, and calm strength will enrage evil. But the very heavens shall laugh at them and move majestically to your defense when the armies of earth press hard upon you. Step by step, will those who trust him find that God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Love is the fulfilling of the law. It is grace, mercy, and justice. Love meets not out human justice, but divine mercy. To mete out human justice to those who persecute and despitefully use one is not leaving all retribution to God and returning blessing for cursing. If you have been badly wronged, forgive and forget. God will recompense this wrong and punish more severely than you could him who has striven to injure you. Never return evil for evil. And above all, do not fancy that you have been wronged when you have not been. Let God be true, but every material man a liar. Trust in truth and have no other trust.